Hello, everyone. Vicki Achard here with Nature's Best Art. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I want you to know that I painted this in the last week. We started it last week, and we put some delphinium, and then I have some coneflower here I showed you, and then some milkweed, and then I stopped. But I was able to paint the rest of this past week, and it's going to turn into a magnet. I'm really excited about it. So, but we need to do a few more steps to this to complete it. And it's actually, I was taking my example from this painting that I made a while ago. It's called Monarch Delight, and you see the monarchs here that I painted. And one's on the milkweed there. This one's on the milkweed. This is a coneflower here. And so, but I wanted to show you how to put the various finishing touches on this, how I'm going to do that, okay? So we're going to start with our white. As you can see, I put in some white on the delphinium. You may remember me letting you know that I needed to do that. And so what I use is gouache, titanium white, which is M gram. I'm going to put a little bit on my tile, is what I like to do. And I already have some, and I never actually take it off. You know how nice that holds it. And then I use my white spray bottle. I open it up because I like to keep it separate, as you probably remember me talking about that. And I'm going to use my number 2 round. I'm going to spray this a little bit. Okay. All right, we're going to be very unparticular about this. Delphinium, excuse me, delphiniums have these little white spots in the middle. And throughout this painting, I didn't particularly put in a lot of detail as I did my painting, because I figured it's going to be a magnet. Okay, so that's good. All right, so I'm going to put my white brush in here to keep it separate. All right. I'm going to put this up because I'm done with that. Don't need that anymore. Now, what we're going to do in this one, I think I'm going to use my number. I'm going to stick with the number 2 and see how that works. If it doesn't, if it goes on too thick, because I'm just going to be putting some light grass, this type of stuff, in the background. I want some foliage here, maybe some grasses. So I'm going to use my liner brush if my number 2 I think is too thick. I'm going to be using my burnt sienna. Okay, let's see how this is going to work. See if I like this. Okay. Pretty good. Okay, but I am going to use my liner. I want the grasses to be a little thinner on the top. I'm going to just very kind of faint grasses. And I'm going to put a little bit of greenery on the bottom also. Okay. If you remember, I started this at another location. I was at my son's house, and so he has all this video equipment, so I was able to have a a picture kind of going down. But I hope you can see this just as well. And he gave me this microphone for my Christmas present this past year. So I was so happy, and I think it worked out really well. Okay. So now I'm going to dry this a bit. Okay, I'm going to go in with my greens. I'm using, for this picture, I use sap green, hooker's green, and then a green that was a little darker, which was viridian hue and burnt umber, which is this one right here. Isn't that pretty? So that was my darker green. I like these paints that I'm using. They're Winsor Newton Cotman. They're student grade. And the reason I'll tell you, the reason I'm making this magnet is I'm studying my Bible study journal with someone, and we were it's called Loving God's Word, my Bible study journal, and we were on the fruit of the Spirit lesson, and I divided it up in two parts because it's the fruit of the Spirit has 9 fruits of the Spirit in it. And after each lesson, there's 10 lessons in my book, and after each lesson, I send someone that I'm studying with something like this, like a magnet or an inspirational message. I give them videos that they can watch about the subject that are on YouTube, and it's just been so wonderful. And this one that I gave this person was a fall magnet, and that's all I had of the fruit of the Spirit. So I wanted to paint one that was spring, summery type of magnet, and I may do one in the winter if I'm studying with someone in the winter. And so the fruit of the Spirit, it says, is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. It's in the Galatians 5:22-23. So anyway, I sent her this one, but it's not fall. So I thought, I wanted to send the people that I do the Bible study with in the spring and the summer this one. And I was thinking this morning I probably should make one for a magnet for winter. So let's do some greenery in here. And let's see here. So I think I'm going to pick this up here with it's called a rigger, #1 rigger. Let's see. I want to come up here like this. Okay, let's see. Some other grasses in. I call them grasses, but I think they're something growing that's not a flower. Perhaps could be in a field, flowers in a meadow, maybe. And just some flowers that are in an area where it's not maintained, but that other grasses are growing. Okay, and the words are going to be like right here in the middle. The fruit of the Spirit is, and then the 9 fruits of the Spirit. Okay, so let's see, let me dry this a bit. And then I want to come in with my #2. And then I'm going to fill this in here. With some grasses that are growing here and there. Now it's starting to look a little like something, right? starting to look the way I want to. Okay. All right. Now I'm going to dry that. And the last time I made this video and I used this microphone, this new microphone that my son bought me for Christmas, I noticed that the dryer, you can't hear the dryer when I put it on as much as my, not using this microphone. So I'm very happy with that. I hope you are too. So let's make this a little bit now darker on the edges with the Viridian Hue and Burnt Umber. Let's see what that does. I like my edges to be let's see here. Let me get some more paint on this so it's darker. Viridian Hue and Burnt Umber. Viridian Hue. Okay, right here. I have my chart of my colors here, and they are put in order of these colors. So it helps me because the greens are similar. So if you have your chart out, you won't get confused. Okay, now the burnt umber. Okay. I might use actually this is a fan brush. I have two of them. I have this one and this one here. There's no name on this one. But they're nice to make grasses, and I don't want my grasses to all look alike. So I'm going to maybe try this. Let's see here. Okay, the burnt umber on there. I want to test out. You can use a piece of paper or, yeah, that's nice color. So let's see here. Can you see that? Yeah. See how fast that does that? Instead of just using the one brush. And for some reason, picked up a little of that burnt umber that I had there. So see, I just added water to that, spread that out a bit. Okay, and I particularly want to darken the corners. Let me dry this first. So this is what it looks like so far. How do you like my sunflowers? Aren't those pretty? I had small sunflowers in my garden a couple years ago, and I just really loved them. And here's that white on the delphinium. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's get this a little darker on the corners. So I want to get some the Viridian blue again, or the Viridian hue it's called. Viridian hue, not Viridian blue. Okay. And then my burnt umber. I am going to use my number 6 to get my colors in there for right now instead of that brush. Because that brush picks up a lot of paint. I don't want to waste the paint. Okay. Now, that's my Viridian hue. And burnt umber. I don't want to get it too brown. Let me see how it looks. That's pretty green, isn't it? I don't know. I think I want it a little bit more browner, actually. I mean, you know, not browner, but darker. It'll make it darker. There, that's better. That's darker than that. Okay, good. All right, let's get the fan brush again. Okay. Now, all right, let's do this in the corner. It's a little dark there. Boy, that takes a lot of paint up. Let's see. And then here, yep, there, it's getting it darker. Okay. Do it one more time. Let's see, the Viridian hue. And burnt umber. Okay. Now I'm going to dry this. Okay, this time I'm going to pick up my liner brush. Okay, getting it darker. Yeah, I better stop because like I like it. Okay, stop, Vicki. All right. All right. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? It's going to be a nice magnet with the words here. What's going to happen is my husband's going to print this for me, and then he's going to type in the words, and we're going to make a really pretty magnet. I'm always using magnets. Are you? in one part of my refrigerator. It's actually on the side of my refrigerator. I have all my children. Pictures on there. I see one place that I want to do a little bit more. That's right here. Make it look more like, yeah, there we go. Okay. And I have 4 children and their spouses and 9 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. So guess what my refrigerator looks like. And then sometimes I get artwork from, you know, the grandchildren. I put it up, and I use a ton of magnets. Okay, now I gotta sign this. Where my pencil would be, right here. Just gonna sign it about right there. Okay, good. Now, this is going to be interesting, this tape. Usually I use this masking tape from the dollar store all around here, and it works wonderful. And, you know, to get a border. And, but I didn't have it when I was at my son's home when I started painting this last week's video. And so this is going to be interesting to see if actually, I think this is painter's tape they had. I'm not sure what you call it really. But I'm going to heat it up a bit to see if I can get some of the glue off of it here. So I've never used this. I don't know how this will get up. If it starts tearing, I'm going to have to stop the video, and then I'm going to have to take it off. I'm going to have to do it, you know, longer time to get this heated up. And because I carefully, you know, I want to carefully take this off without tearing the paper. Okay, so I'm just going to heat it up just a bit. And like I say, if it doesn't work well, I'll stop the video and take it off. The idea of this is actually to take it off on an angle. Oh, this is working really well. Just like my masking tape. I like this a lot. I don't know what this is, but I mean, I get that masking tape from the dollar store. And you know, I pay pennies for it. And I don't know how much this they paid for this, and I don't know if this is the painter's tape, but it looks like painter's tape to me. So, but this is working really well. Let's see if I can get this. This is like the magic behind everything else. And I took this out of my sketchbook, so you can see these perforated lines here that I tore it off with. This is from my Strathmore 400 series. Look at that. There you go. And then this will, of course, you won't see that on the magnet. What do you think? Do you like it? It's a smaller or a lesser version than this one, which is my fine art that my husband has to, you know, he cuts my mats for me. So he's going to cut a white, we like to put our work in white mats. I think the art looks really pretty. The watercolor looks really pretty in white mats with a bevel. All right, so I just love it. Do you love it? Tell me if you love it. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I really had a lot of fun sharing this with you, and hope you enjoyed it. And Just tell all your friends about it. All your artsy and craftsy friends, if they would enjoy this video, let them know. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.